welcome to everybody. Thank you for joining this session. My name is Snehar Shah. I am the CEO at Moringa School. We're really excited to run this first of its kind Fintech Hackathon, where we are demonstrating the skills and the abilities of many of our alumni. We're excited to be partnering with Sankalp and very kindly sponsored by INM Bank, where we have also placed many of our graduates. If I can just give a quick introduction about Moringa School. So Moringa School is a boot camp. We deliver courses in software engineering and data science. These courses are delivered to either high school students or university graduates who are looking for employment in the tech sector. Our courses last around 5 months, and during those 5 months, the students also get training in soft skills worth around 3 weeks. So by the time the students are coming out, they are ready to climb the job ladder in the technology field, where, as we know, there is a huge demand. There's actually a shortage of software developers, not only in Africa, but across the globe as well. And Moringa is very privileged to be playing a part in this tech ecosystem. So far, we have trained around 4,000 students, and many of them are our alumni. We have a very strong placement rate of in excess of 80%. So 80% of our graduates who are looking for a job are able to be placed into that. And we have a very strong graduate support, employer relations team at Moringa as well. We've hit many milestones already this year. We announced a partnership with Flatiron School, which is the leading boot camp in the US. And we're now using the curriculum to deliver our training. So a student who is graduating from Moringa School based here in Kenya will have a very similar qualification to that coming out of Flatiron School based in the US. We're also expanding across the continent. We launched our entry into Ghana a couple of weeks ago in partnership with Impact Hub, and we're going to be entering many other countries in the coming weeks and months, including Nigeria and others as well. So today is to help people see the talent that Moringa has been and is producing by our alumni. And we have had more than 10 teams who have participated to problem solve in the fintech area. And we are really honored to be able to showcase that to everyone today. So thank you very much for joining, and I will hand it over to my colleagues to take the program forward. Thank you.
All right, so I think we can kick off. Thank you so much, Sneha, for that brief introduction. So I think the next is really just to set the pace for the agenda today. And basically, one is when you're talking, please have your video on, just a little bit of housekeeping. Two, you can introduce yourself. Of course, be respectful to each other, be present, ask questions, and of course, again, engage with us. So a brief agenda, and I think we've done a bit of that, is the welcome remarks. Again, just to welcome you to this session. We've had our keynote address from our CEO, Sneha Shah, and I think the next one is from Samantha from INM Bank. Not sure if she is in with us. Samantha?
I am here.
All right, fantastic. You can go on.
Okay, cool. Thanks so much. So my name is Samantha Kero. I'm the current product and analytics lead at INM Bank. And I have a background in mathematics and computer science. I'm also really passionate about people and especially mental well-being, because I believe without that, then everything else just becomes chaotic. So just a brief introduction of INM Bank. I know we're all pretty familiar with that, but it is a commercial bank that is tier 1 operating in Kenya, and it's part of the I&M group that has operations in Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, and Mauritius as Bank One. At I&M Bank, we are very digitally conscious, and we actually do appreciate that the future of banking has to actually be digital in order for us to serve our customers better. And from that perspective, we have adopted a digital culture and an agile culture so that we are able to actually deliver financial services to our customers that are useful to them. So some of the things we've done in terms of leveraging data and technology is that we have onboarded some of the very latest technology into some of our solutions. In terms of the products we have and solutions, I'll give an example of the current on-the-go solution that we have. It's an omni-channel solution, and I hope we are all aware of it. It's actually a mobile and internet solution that is a game changer in the market. And it is meant to actually get us ahead of the competition. And we have applied that technology because we actually do see it as the future in terms of mobile banking. Something else that we have done is that we are really keen on partnering with fintechs because as a bank, we want to offer solutions to customers that are actually useful to them. And we actually do acknowledge that for us to get to that point, we will need to partner with people who are actually offering some of these solutions and some of who have these things already running with them, because sometimes you're not able to build everything from scratch. Why we also feel it's important to take on a digital approach is that we also believe that once we are able to save on the cost by going the digital way, then we are able to penetrate the market better and actually serve more people who are either unbanked or underbanked. And we are also very customer centric and obsessed with customer satisfaction. And during building solutions or implementing our solutions, we actually do focus on the customer perspective a lot. We do a lot of customer interviews just to try and see whether the kind of things we're thinking about are actually going to serve their purposes and address the challenges they face or fill in the gaps that have been faced. For us to be able to deliver that, we actually took on an agile approach to be able to respond quickly to the changing customer needs. And here what we are saying is that we took on an approach of failing fast, failing forward, trying on different things at the same time, so that you're able to give solutions to the customer at a quicker pace, as opposed to just waiting for months on months before we respond to any emerging needs. Why Moringa? I think just as has been alluded to, we have some Moringa alumni with us, and we do appreciate that Moringa gives world-class education, world-class exposure. And what you note is that the partners that you have or the developers that we get from them are actually very creative, they're very knowledgeable, they're very bold, they're very highly adaptable. And I think these are some of the things we look out for at I&M Bank, because we not only want to hear from the customer, we also want to hear from our solution providers. What is it that they're thinking about? How creative are they? And how is this creativity going to come into play for us to be able to offer better solutions for our customers? I think just by going with that, I'd like to congratulate the finalists for getting this far, and I wish them well as they pitch their products to us, and may the best man win. Thank you so much.
Great stuff shared there, Samantha. Thank you so much. We are absolutely appreciative of the partnership that we have. And of course, we do look forward to continuing with it. So that we don't take up too much time again, I would want us to go an overview of what the hackathon is about today. So essentially the essence of this is really just, again, showcase what our graduates can be able to do, because it's important for us to be able to create the linkages between the classroom and the boardroom and the workplace. So we had our pre-hackathon session happening on Monday, the 28th of February. So ideally was just to give them an instruction on what the hackathon was about and have them now start configuring their heads around possible solutions. March 1st was our hackathon day one, where we had the kickoff. So we had quite a number of applications, but we needed to whittle down to at least 7 to 10 groups, so that it's something that is, one, manageable, and is two, just because these are people who are absolutely passionate about the hackathon. So on day two, which was Wednesday, the 2nd of March, we had the groups finalized, and this is when we also had them showcase what their projects were, what were they thinking through, what solutions were they trying to create. And out of these 7 groups that we had, we selected the top 5 teams. But we figured, again, because of the interest of time, we would whittle this down to the top 4 teams. So the teams that we'll be presenting today will be 4 teams, which is going to happen today on the demo day. We also have a fantastic panel of judges who you will get to meet after this. The top 3 winners will be announced and awarded by I&M Bank. Again, they have been our sponsors for this event, and we are absolutely grateful. We're looking forward to having a totally beautiful presentation and projects that will really shape the landscape in the tech space. So I'd want us to go to the team presenters. So the teams that we have are, sorry, I think I should first go back to that. The teams that we have are Team Inshwari, Team Waichama, Team FarmTech, and Team Sasacoin. I can tell you these are fantastic teams. Team Inshwari is being led by Naftali. Team Waichama will be led by Iliud, FarmTech by Rebecca, and Sasacoin by Eric. So I just want us to go through very briefly the judging criteria, just so that we also are able to wrap our minds around exactly what we will be looking at. But before I do that, I'd also want to introduce to you our judging panel. And I know they're in the room, I'd allow them to just introduce themselves very briefly so that we can also put the names to the faces, and then we can proceed from there. So we can start in order with Wangari, then go to Samuel, and then Grace. Over to you, Wangari.
Awesome, thank you. As Sarah has mentioned, my name is Wangari Stewart. I'm currently the Chief Product Officer at a healthcare startup known as Maisha Meds. So basically, Maisha Meds is doing a lot of social impact work in the healthcare space. I don't know if you guys know, but like 80% of people, their first point of healthcare on the continent is a pharmacy. So we try and incentivize good behavior. So get tested for COVID, get tested for malaria, get tested for AIDS. And also we do a lot of sexual reproductive health work. I'm obsessed with people. I love people. People leadership is one of my biggest loves, and also good product and customer. So yeah, that's just a quick summary. I'm also have a YouTube channel where I talk about all things in our workplace called 9 to 5 with Wangari. So please make sure to subscribe. There's some really good content there. And I think I'll hand over to Samuel Munyeli.
Hi, morning. I hope you can hear me well. First of all, that's not my avatar, so I think we'll fix it during the meeting. I look more like what I look on the video than what I look on this page. So I said my name is Samuel Munyeli. I'm a software engineer. I'm also a tech lead at I&M Bank. I have a background in accountancy, so I'm a CPA. I like a lot of things. I like Star Wars. I like the fact that Star Wars thinking is limitless, and that's how I look at tech. Just not limiting ourselves to what people say is possible, but looking at it from a very possibility or imaginative point of view. I also love running, and I've been trying to play a guitar for a while, but it's not going so well, but not giving up yet. Great to meet you all, and I'm looking forward to a very fantastic session during the presentation.
Hi, everyone. My name is Grace Mberia. I work at KPMG International Development Advisory Services. I'm the Innovative and Inclusive Finance Pillar Lead. So I'm really excited to get to listen to the presentations. I'm quite passionate about digital finance, and mostly because I have seen how digital finance has actually helped the rural farmers and those that are considered unbankable. So your innovations and your ideas are actually really helpful in getting this country to where we want it to get. So from a personal basis, I love walking like around nature. So anywhere where there are trees and flowers, and it really calms me down. So yeah, glad to see Wangari's background. It's really calming me down right now. Yeah, so happy to be here.
All right, great. We have met our fantastic panel of judges. So I'd want us to just have a high level overview of what we are using as our judging criteria, just so that even as you look at the presentations, as you look at the projects, as the participants, you will also have an idea around what exactly we would be looking out for. At some point, we will request for you to vote for a team that you feel really did a fantastic job. So this will help form the basis for that. Right. So essentially, when you're looking at a hackathon, the most important thing is ensuring that the project remains relevant to the topic. We are looking at creating solutions around fintech, and it is fantastic that our panel of judges does touch on fintech. Our sponsors are within fintech. So when you're looking at the solutions that the students will be coming up with, for the graduates will be coming up with, then we are very keen to make sure that one, there is a relevance to the topic. So one, does a solution solve a fintech challenge? Can we see a proof of concept? The other thing that I'd want us to focus on is, of course, customer focus, because we are creating products that should be consumed out there. So who is the project primarily for, and why is this solution different and compelling to the customer? So if you're looking to sell this product to an insurance company or to a youth group or to a fintech institution, would it then be relevant for them? When we're looking at team dynamics, again, remember that in the world we're living in right now, we are no longer working in silos, we work in teams. So we'd also want to see the interplay between the various team members, who did what. When you're looking at the presentation skills as well, is the presentation interactive? Is it clear? Is it concise? Is it succinct? Is it properly executed? Is there a seamless transition from one stage to another? So those are some things that we need to look out for. Remember that these are people that are trained in data science and software development. So of course, we are also be very keen on the correct use of technical terms and descriptions. And of course, the team capability and cohesion from your end. And then of course, we are looking at feasibility of the project. Does the project have actionable next steps? Because we're not looking at something that we're just going to do and then shelve it. Is this something that is scalable? Is it something that we can actually roll out in the market? Is there a reasonable chance of success in its implementation? And can it really work outside of these confines of the hackathon? And of course, the other thing that we want to look at is inclusion and usability. So is it inclusive? Does it cover the entire market base? And then of course, we want to see the transition from product, right from MVP all the way to product. Is this something that we can be able to adapt to? And of course, having said that, I would want us to now move the hackathon presentations. And in order, we will start, of course, with the first team, which will be Team Inshwari, that will be led by Naftali. Is the group ready so that I can stop sharing my screen and you can share yours on your end? Naftali, please give me a go ahead.
Yeah, I am in. I'm ready for. You can stop sharing. I can share the screen now. So let me kick off. Okay, so our project is called Inshwari, whereby you can come here and secure your future today. So the team members are I myself, Naftali Makori. My name is Naftali Makori. I am the team lead and also a software developer, alumni of Moringa School. And also we have Moringa Chili, who she's also a software developer. And also Clinton Oliera, who is also a software developer. As a team, we came up with this product. So insurance, this is the first online life insurance or whereby you can just come here and compare and select the most suitable and the legit existence of an insurance company. So very quickly, the problem statement here of a project or startup itself, scammers have been invading the insurance market. Like from an experience, I've ever been conned by someone claiming that, or a company claiming that they are offering insurance services, yet you are depositing cash, not only to know that they are scammers. And also, I have interacted with some of the insurance platforms. They have a bad user experience and user interface. They are not really concise. They are not really. They're not really concise. They're just. They're not really concise. So let me continue. So the solution to this is to provide insurance safely and secure from legit companies. And when you get to the project demonstration, you'll actually see what I really mean. And also build a better user experience and user interface platform whereby anyone can just easily come and notice the insurance policies, know what the company is about, and so forth and so forth. Okay, let's get into the project itself. Okay, so this is the landing page, as you can see here. A really nice user experience. Wait until we get to the dashboard. So this is what we do. We offer insurance services whereby insurance company come and showcase their services, and we deliver them to you more securely and safely without any worries. So these are some of the companies you'll be partnering with, like Jubilee Insurance, Sanlam, Heritage. And let's jump in straight to the dashboard. Let's jump in straight to the dashboard. So let's jump into straight to the dashboard. Okay, I hope you can see the dashboard right now. Okay, well and good. So very simple. You have recent activities whereby you can actually see the past activities you've been doing on your the platform, the type of insurance that you have, and also we have a company side. Let me jump into the company picture. So I hope you can see the way the dashboard actually really looks nice. Very short, concise. There are not so many things to talk about. So on the company's side page, you can see we have the companies that have actually been registered. So for an insurance company to be registered, they have to actually, there's a platform for the insurance side and there's a platform for the client side. This is now the client side. So for an insurance to be registered into the platform, to prove that they have an existence, they have to actually produce certificate of existence, the relevant documents according to the Constitution on Section 30 and 31 of the Insurance Act, Cap 487, according to the research that we've done. So you can see here, you can actually even download the certificate of existence, the principal officer CV, since they are the ones who are the main aim of the insurance. So here is now where you can buy the insurance, very short and concise. You select the type of insurance. In the same case, select the period, the members you want to be a part of the insurance, and you choose the insurance company. So once again, when you're done, okay, very simple. Let me go back to the company side. So that is it. That is part of that is side of the client side. Very short and concise, but the challenges the project will be facing is that partnering with the actual insurance companies, like before you actually convince them, it will be a bit challenging. And also the funding of the project with an aim to monetize it, because this has always been my dream, to come up with a startup. And this is what I actually want, actually need investors. Also, one of the other challenges is the government regulations, since the government of Kenya is not actually strict in this sector. Now, the future of the startup or the project. So here, I hope you can see the other part. Okay, so the future of this startup of the project is to get investors. Since I have an aim, this is I want it to be on the marketplace, and also to monetize the project and raise profits, and also target the international companies so that at least we can solve problems not only locally but also globally. Okay, so thank you. That is our presentation. Any questions, feedback, feel free. The field is open. Do not be afraid. Thank you. Back to you. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Naftali, for that. I don't know if we have any reactions, questions from either the judges or from the rest of the team. You can ask your questions.
I just wanted to be clear, Natalie, how do you intend on making this, monetizing this? I wasn't quite clear.
Sorry, come again. You're a bit unclear.
Yeah, I just wanted to understand your business model, how you plan on monetizing this.
So in the future, on this startup, this is how we're gonna make money. Okay, we will be having we will have a premium side, and also we'll have a free side that everyone can just come and view the local company. Now, for also in the international companies, you have to pay for the premium. You see, like the way other platforms are, they are premium. They are just you need the plans, if you are getting me. So that is how you can actually make money, and also the little commission, and also the company, while it is registering into the platform to actually prove that they are existent, you'll also get a commission from them. Yes.
All right, any other question? You can type in the chat box. Rose Okech says, good implementation of the dashboard. Nice to mention the fact that you have done your research. She also asks, who would be your competitors and what makes the difference between you and them in case they do exist?
The competitors are, okay, the competitors, let's say, the ones who actually offer the insurance. So those are some of the challenges we're now facing. Now that is now whereby we'll have to partner with them so that we can actually do the services and offer the services actually.
All right, we have a question from David Kahara. He says, David from Sanlam, could you look into how you could integrate with IRA, that's the regulatory body for insurance for regulation? Is this something that you have considered?
Yes, I have done research. I have done deep research. When you actually go to the IRA site to be an insurer, you actually have to have the certificate of incorporation. You have to have the certificate of the proofs, all the general certificate, all the certificates that actually prove. And also I've gone deep down into the constitution and so forth and so forth. Yeah, I've done enough research. I'm confident. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, one last question. Okay, two, because I saw George's hand up, so we can check that. Okay. So Pretorius, I hope I have pronounced that right. What challenge again are you trying to solve? Looks like you missed that. So if you could reiterate that.
Sorry, come again.
What challenge are you trying to solve with your solution?
The challenge I'm trying to solve with my solution is that actually there are so many scammers outside there. It's like the same case as Bitcoin. There's some scammers who just claim that they're offering the insurance policies, and yet they actually don't. Now, most of the people outside here don't even know that even in the outside here, people don't even know what are the relevant tokens. What are some of these companies? How am I 100% sure that I can get benefit from this company? You see, now that is the main challenge that is actually even facing the internet. Now, trust issues and secure policies. Yeah.
All right, we have a question from Adnan from Career Connections. What sort of personal data is collected and how is that kept safe and secure? With the recent enactment of the Data Protection Act 2019, so what would be your compliance strategy and measures?
Is it data from the client side or the data from the insurance side? Because you'll be having two platforms, the client side and the whereby the insurance will be registering. So is it from the insurance side or the client side?
So he does specify from the client side.
From the client side, there's not really that. Okay, there's the only data we'll be collecting is the credit card information. That one will be, I can also consider that one as a challenge that will be facing the future, but we will look up to it. Yeah.
Right. So we can keep the questions coming. I think we will take them after. I had a hand up, George, perhaps as the last question.
Hi, my question is similar to Pretorius. I was asking, the challenge being solved, is it towards the insurance or is it towards the clients?
Okay, it is both towards the clients and towards the insurance, because most of these scammers, they actually claim that they are from Jubilee, and you know they're not they're banning the CV for the Jubilee insurance. Now people will think that Jubilee now they are scammers. Now it is both the clients and the insurance company.
Okay, one last question. So this one is specifically in terms of the team constitution. Could you also mention some of the technical aspects of the solution? So what tech stack, infrastructure, and of course the contribution from each team member. So that will be the last question before we segue to the next team.
Sorry, come again.
Mention some of the technical aspects of the solution. What tech stack did you use, infrastructure, and what each team member contributed?
Oh, sorry about that. For this project, we use the React framework and also use Python backend, and we will be developing our own APIs for collecting the data, and so for fetching the data from the APIs. Yeah.
All right, great. Thank you, Naftali. We will keep the questions on the chat box coming in. You can take a look at them and then see if we can give responses on the chat box as we go to the specific questions. All right, so thank you again, Naftali and your team. We can move on to the next group. This will be Team Y Chama, led by Elliot. Are you ready?
Yes, I am ready. Let me share my screen.
Okay, great. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm outside. Okay. Is my screen visible? Hello?
Yes, it is. Please proceed.
Okay. Thank you. So, okay. So our group, it's called Y Chama, and Y Chama is a savings community among the youth. And our group members are me, Eliud Munyanda, a data scientist from Moringa alumni, DS11. We have Carol Kioko, software developer, and Angela Njogu, she's also a data scientist. I dealt with the front-end design, so mostly the Figma. Carol dealt with the user interface coding using Django. Then Angela dealt with the documentation and the slides. So what problem statement did we want to solve for? We wanted to solve for, we discovered that most youths leave college or university without education or have a platform on which they can interact and learn on how to best save their money and generally manage their finances. This is when they're going to the working environment or just the world in general. And chamas are, I can say it's an old technology that has been there for a while now in Kenya, and it brings communities together, and it's a common occurrence in Kenya, mostly in rural areas, where women and even men can come together, save money, and take loans from each other from the group. So it brings communities together. Chamas mostly consist of mainly adults, as you are seeing in the image, who are accustomed to saving already. But most youths, they come out of college, you don't know how to save, you don't know how to manage your money. So our proposed solution is to create something that is digitized. From the chamas, we can create something that's digitized in that it will be an app specifically targeting youths that is well suited for our target demographic. And also we'll implement technologies. I will implement emerging technologies with old technologies. So this is the chama technology with new technology that are emerging. So the way chama app, basically, the idea is to have an app that offers services for creating chama groups from which members can learn via our AI chatbot. So we'll have a chatbot that members can ask questions on finance, savings, and investments, and also make votes on group money matters via a decentralized blockchain system. So people, when you're making this decision on the money that has been saved, people can just vote on that decision, and the system will implement it automatically. So Figma and UI demo. So let me just switch my screen. Then I go to the demonstration of the application itself. So on the application, we'd love this login system or sign up system. So let's assume to the time you've already signed up. You say you log in, you can enter your email or password, then email and password, then you can log in. Then we'll have these two features. These two amazing features we'll have are that you can either search for a group you want to join. Maybe you've had a friend has created a group, so you can search for it and send a join request. So here you see that send a join request. Or you can also create your own group. You can start your own group. So let's say you want to start your own Chama group. Click on create. Then you can just fill in a few details. The group name, what do you want it? So example, saving gurus, frequency of payment. You want people to pay daily, monthly, weekly. You decide. The amount of payment you decide, you know your group. If there are people with money, you can set a higher amount. Then number of group members, then you can set, you'll have a maximum of, a group can have a maximum of 100 maybe, the minimum of 3. Then you create. So when you create what we want to implement, the idea we had is like, we just want it to be, we are used to WhatsApp. Everyone is used to WhatsApp these days. And so we'll have just a place where people can chat and talk about anything and discuss finance, discuss stories, just a general place where people can engage. Then we'll have on the back side of the app, you can check details about the app. So you can view group members, who is in my group. You can view the amount balance that has so far been saved. So the group have so far saved $50,000 US. Then on saving statements are basically like for someone who has used M-Pesa, they're like M-Pesa statements, those that come with SMS. So the details will be here. The details will include money sent and money received to and from the group. Then also here, admin section. So if you remember, like you can send a request to join a group. The admin can accept you to join in. So the admin it's not a must the admin to have your number or anything. Just accept join request and you are into the group. Let me go a bit back. Okay, so back in the chat section, in the chat section, we'll have two buttons here that we want to implement. One is send savings to group. So if, okay, we decided on a weekly, we are sending 200 Kenyan shillings. So you can click send. Then on there, you can choose your platform you want to use. If it's M-Pesa, you'll have a pay bill that you can implement. If it's Flutterwave, if it's MasterCard, you enter the amount that's deducted and sent and added to the group savings account. That is one. Then also, we'll have a request for a personal loan from the group. So your group has saved, maybe you've done well, you saved 1 million. You can request for a loan. So you say, then it gives you a pop-up. So Group balance is 50,000. Enter amount you want to request for to be sent. Then you can, when you request it, so you enter the amount. So you obviously can't ask more than what is there. So you just request. Then on request, we'll implement that blockchain system that will be a decentralized voting system. So we'll have like here, it says Francis K requests for $500 loan. So the votes, so people are voting. So it's either yes or no. If the quorum is reached and it's more, people have said yes, automatically the money is sent to you, either your bank account or your M-Pesa number. Okay, then on our final system, what we want to implement is a chatbot. Our chatbot, like it's an AI system that people can ask questions from, probably like Google, but inside the app. So you can ask financial questions. So you can see here someone asked, how can I save money? You implement the hashtag. So whenever you start with the hashtag, our system picks it up and it posts the question to the chatbot. Then the chatbot gives you an answer and also a useful link. So you can see here saving money is not easy, but here are a bit of few tips and tricks you can use: record expenses, etc., reduce spendings. Then you'll have any supporting links that you can use or to read more. It will look for you good links and websites that you can read more on savings and investments. Okay, so that is on the app. So let me go back to the slides. On the slides, okay, that was the demo. So on technologies we've currently implemented, we've implemented HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, Django, and Figma, the one I've presented, the prototype. Then on proposed solutions in the future, we want to implement Flutter. For app development, we want to implement Django REST APIs, mostly maybe for the payments, and also TensorFlow for the chatbot. TensorFlow is a Python library for deep learning, machine learning, and you also can have a decentralized blockchain voting system, the one you've seen that people can vote from. Yes. Then on a future plan, so what do we plan after winning this 100,000? Yeah? And maybe partnership with I&M Bank. We plan to implement a few things. So maybe we want to partner with banks. So we have a group, MasterCard, the ones I showed you, and also introduce aforementioned savings. And the one we implemented is only for saving. We can implement one for maybe we want to pay for something in 3 weeks' time. So we just create a quick group, save for that money, and then create a voting system. Then we send that money somewhere else we want to save it. Then we can also implement a decentralized blockchain voting system. The reason I thought of that because I didn't want, like, okay, people can have grudges. You see that I requested for this money, and this is my friend here, Njuguna, and he has denied me. So a decentralized voting system, you cannot see who voted. It's just a summary of who voted or did not vote. And you'll just be okay with the decision because the majority wins. Then we'll introduce an AI chatbot that will be able to answer queries that are in regards to finance, savings, and investments. So yeah, that's basically our project idea. So thank you. Thank you, Moringa. Thank you, and them. And any questions and Q&A sessions.
All right, great presentation. Yes, I can hear you. So we are, in the interest of time, we will literally just pick one question. You can answer to that, and then you will respond to the rest on the chat box, please. Okay. So I'd want to take Antonia Molinge's question. She says, nice presentation. My question is on feature phone users, especially people in the rural areas who are actively in chamas. You know, we need to take cognizance of that. So how are you going to incorporate them for equitability and later upscaling of the project?
So sadly, that was not our demographic we wanted to work on, but maybe in the future we can implement something like a USSD PIN or access system that maybe someone with a digital phone can go to those chamas in the rural areas, and through the USSD, the groups can okay, so one person can create the group with a digital phone, then other members can just send money through the USSD. They don't have to have access to the the group chats or whatnot, but they can also send message, like a text message to the group, and then they can receive a text message back from what other people are saying who are in the digital system. So you can just implement like a pipeline that can access those without a digital phone and with a digital phone. But first, you'll have someone with a digital phone to register those who don't have a digital phone. Yeah, something
All
like
right.
that. Yeah.
All right,
No
great.
problem.
So there are quite a number of questions on the chat box, so you can respond to that on the go. I'd want to introduce team number 3, that is FarmTech. This will be taken over by Rebecca. Rebecca, are you ready?
Yeah, yes. I'm ready.
All right, great.
Am I clear? Okay. So let me share my screen. So, hi everyone. I don't know if you've heard of how local farmers or just any other farmer would want to like access a loan or any products from your bank, or like get into a system whereby they can save their money but in a digital platform but do not know how to go about it. So we came up with a solution whereby we try to link in financial aids and financial products from the banks to the local farmers, where basically we're dealing with the small scale farmers. So that is what FarmTech is all about. So our team
has stopped. The recording has stopped. This meeting is being recorded.
So we had a team of 2 members, Rebecca Naire. I'm a full stack developer. I was the team lead, basically coded the whole structure with the assistance of my other teammate, Sylvia Baraza, who is a data analyst, and she did collaboration and documentation of our project. So I'll start with the problem statement. We came up with FarmTech because we have the problem of, our problem is trying to create a platform, or rather a website, that would enable farmers who have been registered in chamas to come and access products that are being offered by different banks. And the products from different banks are products like loans. We have what we call the farm wallet, and we also have the farm products, whereby a bank can offer the farm products, something like the tractors or fertilizer. So our solution, we came up with a solution of our website whereby a farmer can view different products that are available from the bank. You can get a bank that is offering loans for the farmers. You can also get a bank that is just doing the farm products to the farmers, or you can get a bank that would offer a loan, but in regards to the farm wallet. So the bank would go through the financial history of the farmer, and this farmer has to be in a chama that is registered. So our minimal viable product, we have ensured that in our website, you are able to navigate through different pages that are showcasing our products from the different banks that we've partnered with. And another link with that's going to happen to the minimal viable product is showing the farmers e-wallets. That if you go to our website, you'll be able to view the farmers e-wallets, and in the wallets of each farmer, you're able to see the transaction of a farmer, like how much in their chama they deposited. Maybe this week they did 200, next week they're doing 100. So all that will be viewed in the farm wallet. And another ability that is being facilitated by our website is the ability to see the receipt or the transactional history of every farmer. That is in regards to their transaction in terms of their chama. So I'll go through the development process before I do the live demo. So day 1, since we were working with, I think like 3 days, so we were able to sit down and come up with a project ideation. And we came up with a project whereby we want to finance or bring in the local farmer, or just that farmer who is not having an account in the bank, but can also access good products that our banks are offering. And then we divided our work whereby this one had to do this and this other person had to do this other type of work.
Sarah, are you able to hear Rebecca?
No, it looks like we've lost her. Anyone else in the team who could probably step in?
There is Sylvia. Sylvia, are you on standby?
We lost you there.
For any user who would be going through our website, this is the first page that they would see. Like they would see we have the tab for About Us, we have services, we have blog, we have farm wallet, and then we have the contact us. So what happens is that when you want to check the products that we have, you'll come into what we do, whereby you'll see we have something like to do with offering loans, farm wallet, and agricultural inputs. So these are being offered by different banks that are we've registered the different banks that we have. So if a user like me who is not a farmer would come into offering loans banks, and then for the farm wallet, this ability should only be enabled by two people, the farmer and the person who is coming from the bank, the agent, the bank or the agent person. So when you go to the farm wallet, you click in and you put in your details like your email address and your password, and then you'll be able to see your transactions, which definitely it's personal. So you'll be able to see last week I deposited 2,000, this week I'm doing 200 with all that. And then agricultural inputs, you'll be able to see a display of products that are being offered by different banks. For example, tractors, different types of manure, different types of crops that are being sold, different types of seeds. So if a farmer maybe wants to access the agricultural inputs, what happens is they log in their details and then they go and see which agricultural input can I be able to purchase. So for example, I might choose a tractor, but the banker has to come and approve, because maybe I might choose a tractor, but according to my transactions in my wallet, I cannot afford a tractor, or I won't be able to manage paying a tractor loan. So what happens is the agent from the bank would be able to select for me a criteria. Like for example, he would choose for me manure in regards to my transactional payment. So that's how this whole system operates. We haven't finished with the logging in, but that's what we are doing currently. So I don't want us to go into a page that maybe might be a bit blank. So another solution that we are offering is we are trying to bring in international trainees, whereby they might train farmers from different areas. So we are organizing workshops. For example, for this year, we're trying to organize a workshop like agriculture and crop science, where we'll bring in investors from outside the country. They can be able to train the farmers, which we will not do a virtual event, because most of these farmers are in chamas. So most of them cannot access the browser or the internet. So we have a code whereby we are going to implement in the future USSD code, whereby a farmer with a Kaduda or a Kabambe in Kiswahili can be able to put in the USSD code and see their transactions. So through all that, they will get our mailings. And any other person like me or any other normal user, you can type in your query here. You can click and type in your query and ask us questions, or you can subscribe to our newsletter. You put your first name, your email, message, and then you click here and it takes you to, you will be able to receive newsletters from us and different updates from us. So yeah, that's it. So I'll go back to the slides. So with the challenges that we faced, it was a bit cumbersome for us to acquire an API key that is so authenticated that would deal and save the data of the farmers, because we are dealing with details of the farmers. We know how this farmer is able to transact or their financial history. So it was a bit in the time that we had to come up with a proper API that would consume all that. Another challenge that we had is getting a proper blockchain technology that would handle the system of bringing in the farm wallets for each farmer, because you want the details of each farmer to be in what we call a wallet. So for each wallet of each farmer, it would show you their utility payments, how they've been able to credit, how they've been able to debit, how they've been able to withdraw or transact. Those are the challenges that we faced, the technical challenges that we faced. So with our future implementations, in future, we'd want to come up with a USSD code, whereby if that local farmer from somewhere in the rural area does not have a smartphone, or rather cannot be able to access the internet, they would be able to be given a USSD code, whereby if you click in your USSD, for example, of the *683#, it would give you your details. You have to put in your name, and then you'll be able to see last month I put in 2,000. I have gotten a request of getting a loan from this bank. So you'll get all your details through a USSD code, which we intend to implement in the future. Another thing that we want to implement in the future is to improve our website vertically in terms of features. Like for example, if I go to the services and I go to the loans and applications, I have the tab for signing in and clicking in immediately, instead of me having to register through the whole process. Another feature that we also want to work is to integrate our website and bring in more banks or even other more circles that are able to offer solutions to the farmers, and also bring in other people, like for example, small scale business, not just farmers, but also involve the other products, for example, like the small scale businesses. Questions? Then the end. Thank you.
Right, great. Thank you, Rebecca. Again, in the interest of time, we are taking a time crunch here. You can respond to the questions in the chat box. So now we can have the last group. That should be SasaCoin, led by Eric.
All right, thank you.
Eric, we can't hear you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Eric Wafula. I'm a software developer and also an alumni of Moringa School. So I am going to present our project. It's called SasaCoin. And before I do, I'd like to introduce my team. I was the team lead, and we had Silas Selike, who was also part of the team. He was working on the front end, and I was working on the back end. So our problem statement, basically, we're trying to allow a common mwananchi to be able to invest or to participate in the cryptocurrency space. Of course, right now, it's quite difficult for someone who's new to get like the proper information about cryptocurrencies and be able to participate because the whole process is kind of it's not easy for someone who's just starting out. So the solution we have is we are building a web application where users can get access to information and participate in cryptocurrencies markets and also manage their investments, as well. So why are we doing this? The reason why we are doing this is because we saw a gap in the market right now. As we are speaking, in Kenya or in Africa as a whole, I've not been able to see any cryptocurrency exchange. And in Kenya, of course, is a huge part. And the whole reason behind the whole project is because we're trying to combat the issue of scammers, because there's a lot of scammers out there. In fact, recently we had the issue with this company known as OneCoin, and also small-scale scammers. So we're trying to combat that by allowing just a normal person to be able to just access cryptocurrencies. So our development process was we had to do research and then development, and then we worked on the design, and then now we are on. So our MVP app features user authentication. Of course, a user should be able to create a profile, login. A user should be able to see a list of assets, crypto assets that are available for trading. And also the user should be able to see a list of crypto assets that they purchased before. So basically a trading history of crypto assets. So they should be able to buy a coin and also sell a coin. So the technologies we've used Java Spring Boot, that's for the backend. The front end was worked on with Angular, and of course Figma was used for the UI part, and reverse proxy to help combat the issue of getting errors when someone is trying to authenticate via an auth token. So let me just show you just a demo, and then can proceed. So this is the landing page where a user will land when they visit our website. So they'll be able to, of course, scroll, see just a sneak peek of what they should be expecting. And there's a login page. This is where once a user has created an account, they should be able to now log in after. And then once they've logged in or created an account, they should be able to access a dashboard that shows them a list of available cryptocurrency assets. Right now, we're still polishing things, but anyways, you can be able to, a user can be able to just come over here and click buy. Once they buy, that will be added as a record into our backend. And then if when they are basically, we were trying to add a profile section. So that's when they'll be able to see now like a history of their purchases. And yeah, so yeah, that is it for the demo. Let me just hit back. So the challenges that we are of course facing and we're going to face is the crypto, due to what has happened over the past couple of years. There's a lot of, like I said in the beginning of the presentation, a lot of scammers. So it's quite hard for to get regulation. The financial sector is still trying to understand how cryptocurrencies work. So it's still difficult right now to get a regulation. But if we can be able to get regulation, then that would make it easy for guys like us who are trying to allow users to have an easy time participating in the cryptocurrency space. So future plans. We're planning on implementing a chatting feature that would allow for someone to be able to see a history of the current asset that they're looking at. They can be we're also trying to we're also going to add a feature for them to be able to do some analysis, what's known as technical analysis, just looking at the charts and looking at the history. And then another thing, we are planning on creating an API that would allow for businesses and banks to use our platform to process payments using crypto, because we believe crypto is the future. And of course, Kenya as a whole, a lot of citizens are using M-Pesa. A lot of people don't trust using credit cards or debit cards. So we are going to integrate an M-Pesa system that would allow for someone to be able to deposit onto our platform and be able to proceed with the process. So that is part of the future plans. And thank you for the opportunity. I'd like to welcome anyone if you have any questions.
Right. So great presentation, Eric. Let me switch on my video here. So we've had a fantastic session of presentations, and of course we must now go into deliberations. So the judges will get into the breakout room just so that we can have deliberations, and then after that they will come back with their verdicts, right? So this session I would want to give back to Sasha. Sasha, are you here? Yes, I can see her.
Yes, I am.
Fantastic. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Sarah. And the presenters who just completed their presentations. There is Team Inshwari, Team Waichama, Team Fintech, and SasaCoin. Please respond to the questions that are streaming in on the chat box. This is a chance for you to engage the attendees here today. I know we have a really huge scope of profiles in attendance today. So take advantage and respond to the questions that are coming in. For our participants, once again, we want to thank you so much on behalf of Moringa School, I&M Bank, and the Sanka Forum. We want to appreciate you so much for joining this session. Keep the questions coming in for the various solutions that have been presented. So at this point, our judges are going to go into a breakout room. So my colleagues who are assisting me on the technical side, please confirm. Please confirm that the 4 judges are being added to the breakout rooms.
Sasha, yes, this is happening now.
Okay, all right. So what's going to happen at this point? We are going to run a poll. Hear me? So we are going to run a poll. At this point we want to engage all the participants to vote, right? So you can give us your feedback on what you thought about each of the presenters. How was their skill set? You remember at the beginning we had shared a judging rubric. Maybe I can present that again, right? So the poll that is going to go up in the next few minutes is going to touch on a few of these areas. So please let us know what your thoughts were around the 4 teams that just presented. So my colleague can help me put up the poll. You guys participate in the polls and the questions that are coming up on your screen. In the meantime, let me try and respond to the questions that are coming in for Moringa. All right. So I've gotten a message here. So are any of these startups looking to raise funds? Yes, definitely. So I'm sharing the contact email for our business development and outcomes team. So for anyone who's interested in funding or taking these projects, these startups to the next level, kindly reach out to the contacts we've just shared. And let's continue engaging to take these projects to the next level. So I believe Alan and team are present. You guys can feel free to say hi so that people can get to know the head of the business development team on the chat box and how they can reach you. There's another question on if we can share the live links to the solutions. So we'll deliberate on that, and in the email communications after this hackathon session, we will include that. We will include the live links in the email post this hackathon. All right, so the polls are now live. So kindly respond, let us know which one of the presentation was the most compelling solution in fintech, right? So let us know what your vote is and keep the engagements coming. All right, so I can see the votes coming in. A lot of votes are, there's kind of like a tie between FarmTech and Waichama. So good to see what people thought of those presentations, of those solutions, of those fintech solutions. Great, keep the votes coming in, keep the votes coming in. All right, so we are just about to go to the next question. So as at now, we have 55% of you who have participated, and Waichama is the most compelling solution in fintech. Please let's go to the next question. Next question. Okay. All right, so when it comes to deployment, which one has a reasonable chance of success on its deployment? So do you think Waichama stand a chance? FarmTech, SasaCoin, or Inshwari? Which one has a reasonable chance with the shortest timelines for deployment success? Great, I can see the votes coming in. Thank you so much. Please keep those votes coming in. As of now, Waichama is leading in terms of deployment success. Good job, Waichama. I hope you guys can get funding and support to scale your project to the next level. Okay, so we can move to the next question. So Waichama is at the top, followed by Fintech. Okay, I'm seeing some exciting remarks going on in the chat box. All right, so on inclusion and user experience, which one of the projects do you feel, or in your opinion, was the most inclusive and had the best user experience? So if you are an end user on any of these projects, how would you rate the inclusivity and user experience? All right. Okay, Waichama, we can see you. Really great work, really great job you did there. It seems like this is, you are solving a current challenge in fintech, and the votes speak for you. And congratulations to also the other 3 teams. We can see the votes coming in, and there's definite interest in the projects and the solutions you guys came up with. So it's kudos to all the teams. All right, so we can go to the next bit as I check on the judges and see how far they are. Let's continue interacting with the poll questions. Okay, so I'm sorry. On presentation skills, which team had the most interactive, clear, and concise presentation? We are going to take into account all the votes and opinions raised here and match them with the judges' remarks. So I'd kindly like to ask my team on the back end, please check on the judges and let them know that we have like 2 minutes for them to compile their results and join the main room. So someone from my team in the back end, kindly check on the breakout room and let's have our judges come back to the main room. Okay, so on presentation skills, Waichama is still at the top, followed by Fintech, Sasacoin, and Inshwari. Let's go to, I think, the final 2 poll questions, and then we'll have our judges back. Okay, so this is feedback to the organizing team. Please let us know how you would rate the quality of this virtual session. I understand that we've had a couple of technical hitches, but as we all know, that's quite the norm with this new era of Zoom meetings and remote working. So please rate this session. Let us know what you thought about the theme, the solutions that have been presented. Do you feel like we are coming up and presenting tech solutions, innovative solutions that will help us achieve our SDG goals? And one of them is really on finance and development in Africa. So please give us your feedback and let us know how you found this session, areas of improvement, and the likes. Okay, so majority of you found this session really good, engaging, and interactive. All right, so I can see our judges are back. Just give us a minute. All right, so that's the last question. Let's spend the next 30 seconds just responding. Let us know how engaged you are as a participant. And yes, let us know how you are engaged as a participant, how you found the engagement on this virtual hackathon. Then I can see a comment from Zainab. Can all the speakers post their Twitter handles and professional roles in the chat box? Great. So I believe this is for our judges, our speakers. That is our CEO, Sneha Shah, Samantha, our judges. So at the end of this session, please share your LinkedIn or Twitter handles, as well as the hackathon presenters. Please share so that people can find a way of reaching out to you. But we will send an email after this virtual session, and we'll be sure to include all those details on how you can contact all the speakers from this virtual session. So thank you so much for all the feedback and for engaging with us on the polls. At this point, Sarah, are you ready? Please take it up from here and let's hear the final remarks from the judges.
All right, great. Thank you, Sasha. So yes, we have had some really good deliberations. So I will hand it over to Wangari. She is the judge rep. So over to you, Wangari.
Awesome, thank you, Sarah. I just want to shout out to all the participants. You guys have done an amazing job. Imagine you only had like 3 days to come up with look at a problem statement, come up with a solution. Everything looks really good. Your presentation was really great, but this can only be one winner, and we really deliberated and talked about it. I'll just start from who we felt came into for the third place. In third place, we have Pharmatech. We felt your solution was very relevant, given it is a problem that we see. It was very customer focused. There was good teamwork between yourself and I think it was Sarah who was communicating in the chat. Feasibility is there. One of the big things that for us where we were challenged is just around the technology that you chose to use. They should be focused, especially with your customer segment, focus on like USSD. Remember, these folks spend a lot of time like in the shamba. So trying to figure out like, how do we get to connect with these people and give them solutions that work for them? So yeah, congratulations to the FarmTech team. Really good. In second position, we have Sasacoin. I love that it's bold. I love that it's focusing on cryptocurrency in the continent. We don't have that yet. But I guess one big question for us is like, you know, we have the apps like Binance, Coinbase. Yes, they're not for Africa, but they work pretty well for us. What will convince us to move to Sasacoin? But it is a really bold and great idea, and we really encourage you. You had really great presentation, great idea. Just keep that up. It was really, really cool. And finally, drum rolls, in first position, we love Raichaba. Elliot, you did an amazing job in terms of your presentation. You really understand your customer, you understand their needs. And I think as Samuel said, you brought us into your story, like all of us can understand. And that's just a good example of a good product. We can connect when we're in campus and didn't know what to do with our money or where to start. And we really love that. You had a great presentation. It's amazing what you were able to share with us after 3 days. I think one of our point for you to look out for is just around competition in the space. There's a lot of tech startups and fintechs who are doing the same. So what are you going to do to be a differentiator? But we really love that it's one app and that does everything from end to end of that Shama process. And also one other thing to look out for is how will you build trust with these shamas. So yeah, but big congratulations to Eliud. I also really want to thank the amazing judges for just being very objective as we were making this decision. And yeah, over to you, Sasha or Sarah. And this is why we love Moringa graduates. You guys have gotten me excited. And I think all of us as judges, we're happy to, Eliud, if you want ideas on the product or anything, we're happy. Please reach out to us. This is what we're here for. So thank you.
All righty. Well, I can see Eliud jumping. It's not very evident when you're seated down. But well in, team, well in. Good job. So where I come from, we don't clap, we snap. So you can just switch on your just unmute yourselves and just snap for them and for all the teams. Fantastic, great job. Good job, teams. All right, so we have come to the end of this amazing session. We've had some amazing ideas. Please do not stop dreaming and thinking and envisioning, because that is what puts you in the map. So I would want to give this back to Sasha just to take us to the next session, and then I can close. Sasha?
Okay, all right. I am so excited for our alumni, and thank you so much, our judges, for being fair and transparent. So congrats once again to Team Waichama. You guys will be receiving a cash prize courtesy of I&M Bank, who are the main sponsors of this FinTech Hackathon, as well as tickets to attend the SunCalp Networking Forum tomorrow, which is happening at the Kenya School of Monetary Studies along Thika Road here in Nairobi, Kenya. So this is your chance for your team to meet all these investors who are reaching out to us, asking if you guys need funding, if you guys need support, you need incubation. So please be ready to attend the networking forum tomorrow. And for the people who are in attendance at the SunCalp Forum, at the in-person session happening tomorrow from 9 to around 7 p.m., please be sure to visit Moringa School. We'll be there with the hackathon participants, with the hackathon presenters. So it's also your chance to talk to them, continue interacting with them, ask as many questions as you can on a face-to-face basis. Our first runners-up will receive a cash prize as well from I&M Bank, as well as our second runners-up, that is Team FarmTech and Team Sasacoin. So once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors for coming in and even offering these cash prizes to our winners. I think that's pretty much it from my end. So Sarah, I think you can give the vote of thanks and then we can call it a day.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Sasha. So we have come to the end of this great session, like I had mentioned. The one thing that I would want each of the teams to walk away with, aside from the cash prizes, is the learning lessons, literally the lessons that you've gotten from this experience. Expose yourself to as many opportunities as possible. Network for Eliud and team who will be at the forum tomorrow. Again, please make sure that you're walking around, talking, expressing your ideas, sharing your ideas. There are quite a number of opportunities for you to grab and take. And not just for you, Eliud, but for every other team that has been active in this forum. So I'd like, of course, to give a special thanks to I&M, to our judges, Grace, Samuel, Wangari. Thank you so much for holding fort with us and working with us this journey, and for the support that you've given us all through. We are absolutely grateful. And of course, a special shout out to our CEO, Sneha Shah, for just, again, giving us the support that we have needed to make sure that this is up and running and we have had a successful session. So with that, I would really want to thank all of you for your participation. Look out for Moringa School tomorrow at the in-person session. Let us have conversations. Let's drive these conversations forward. There are quite a number of opportunities that I know we can take advantage of and keep pushing the agenda for Africa forward. Once again, asanteni sana and have yourselves a fantastic afternoon.